Hi, Fernando here again. Honestly, what the fuck is happening with people who are obsessed with movies and series about true crime or serial killers? Sorry to be the one to say it, but man, you are fucking weird. I know, Hollywood and literally the whole video game industry have made us super comfortable consuming violent media. But recently I read a book that made me realize that there are two important differences between John Wick and your average serial killer Netflix series. That basically one of them is fiction and that the second is really close to us. I used to be indifferent about movies or series that are centered in the life of a criminal or some sick fuck who one day decided to kick someone out of the lobby. And honestly, overall, I don't like to watch movies or series. But a while back, I read a book that at first glance might seem just like another book about the murder of a girl committed by a psycho. Except this time, the author decided to take the criminal out of the spotlight and center the story basically on the victim. And hey, I know that movies and documentaries talk about the victims too, but usually something like this.
He was smart, manipulative, extremely precise, and he unalived Sharon, a totally expendable girl from Louisiana.
So yeah, you get the idea. In this book, we don't just explore the circumstances that led to the sad and unfair ending of a young girl. We dive into her childhood, her parents, the little town in which she grew up in, all the way up when she moved to the big city to become an architect. This is the story of Liliana's invincible summer. Liliana was the youngest of two siblings. Her dad, a hardworking agricultural engineer whose pursuit of knowledge made the family move around the whole country for postgraduate programs, forcing them to get used to constant change. Her mom, a stay-at-home woman who with the serenity of a loving mother taught her daughters that they were the first generation in the family to escape poverty and to step out of the scorching fields of their granddad's farm. And Christina, her older sister, a rebellious, strong and independent woman and the author of the book, who after 29 years, 3 months and 2 days decided to drop her grief and anger to go after her sister's murderer. Throughout the book, we join Christina's quest through police records, Liliana's closest friends, and even her well-preserved bathroom filled with drawings, letters, photos, and even her diary. Liliana, compared to her older sister, was a caring and joyful girl. The kind of girl that even if she didn't care about her looks, her bright and clever personality made her stand up from the others. Liliana used to have tons of friends. Her ability to connect not only with people from her age, but with distant relatives, neighbors, and all sorts of people meant she was easily considered a friend by many, but it was hard for her male friends to see her just as a friend. And of course, a lot of them tried to date her, because in one letter on June the 18th, Liliana expressed for the first time who she was actually in love with. Today, I'm not writing with my pen because I don't have it. I left it with Angel. I like him a lot. I don't think it sounds cheesy to say that I love him. I learned to love him through nonsense. Lily. But before her long annual vacation, and a couple of months later, mentioned that now Joseph was now her love interest. Yesterday and today, I like Joseph more than ever. I had a very funny dream. I hope to remember it forever. I know I will. I just want to write down the following keywords: rock, spiral staircases, that, poverty, that, persecution, no. Well, I don't know. If we notice, Liliana's letters are kind of fucking weird. But hey, have you ever looked your chats in iMessage, motherfucker? And in another letter, basically, Angel was just mentioned because he was a pain in the butt. In one of her letters, actually, Liliana wrote that she wasn't guilty of the kind of love that Angel had for her. And even if love sounds like a standard set of behaviors, Liliana wasn't comfortable in the way Angel treated her. Many of her letters gave crystal clear descriptions of Liliana's thoughts. But knowing the final outcome, it seems like a lot of unpleasant interactions with Angel were deliberately ignored by Liliana's unmature perspective on romantic relationships. Going back with Christina's relationship with Liliana wasn't as close as you'd expect from two sisters. I mean, from my own experience, I get it. Sometimes older siblings don't step up or take the responsibility of being a good example for her younger siblings because of immaturity or whatever. I even hear people that complain that it's a lot of pressure and that they have anxiety because of it, that blah, 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 blah. But man, what a waste. Really? Not taking the chance to be the guardian and the guiding light for your younger siblings? You know, because suddenly and out of nowhere, there comes a time when it's too late to do something about it. And whenever you want to become that older brother that your siblings needed years ago, you'll practically be as useless as a white marker. This book isn't just Liliana's sad and unfortunate chronicle. It's about how Liliana actually lived on everyone else's hearts. During the entire book, Christina tries to deal with her regret of not being the elder sister that Liliana needed. Her mother deals with the unbearable regret of actually not becoming aware of Angel's behaviors. Her father regrets of not spending enough time during her youth and not being there when the murder arrived. And there are many friends and relatives that in the book, they cannot even understand how Angel's obsessive love could end with Liliana's life. Did you notice something? We have barely looked into Angel's background, and actually the story is still engaging just by focusing exclusively on the one that really mattered. Going back to the true crime and serial killer thing, the other day I learned an incredibly word in Spanish that basically can summarize what I'm saying, and this word is morboso. Morboso literally describes someone who has an unhealthy attraction to morbid or disgusting topics. But culturally, this concept also includes people who, even if something is extremely graphic, violent, or deeply disturbing, they just cannot look away. And even if you think that watching a movie about this stuff is not going to make you a serial killer, it is still pretty fucking weird to make it your favorite genre, isn't it? I don't know why media tries to make a narrative about some sick fuck that doesn't even deserve to be known. Why should I care about the life, thoughts, or insights of a criminal? Did you get my point? French director François Truffaut once said, "There is not such thing as an anti-war film." And actually, that applies as well to true crime series. The thing is, by creating a movie or a series, we also create a narrative that, even if it wasn't the intention, ends up causing a certain level of empathy for the criminal. Kind of what Vladimir Nabokov tried to make with Lolita. So summary, true crimes are legit crap. Watch documentaries or read books about it instead. They are usually more objective. And definitely read Liliana's Invincible Summer. La crème de la crème, mes amis. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. So be sure to give a like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up. I just already mentioned that. Leave a comment down below. And please try to give an explanation why watching a series about a true crime or a fucking criminal is good for everyone. Because honestly, I don't know why you guys are just like trying to make a criminal famous. So see you in the comments.